Remember when I asked for on Twitter examples of self-censorship? It was right before I met you in person. And I was like, James, this stuff is everywhere. And people were like, oh, it's just going to be a bunch of right wingers who are being silenced. I'm like, no, this is left wingers telling me that like they can't critique someone who's building a bridge and it's in all of healthcare and it's all, and this is like, this was, you couldn't even talk about this.
Yeah, that's right.
And you were like, send me some of this stuff. And not all of it has been vetted, but I mean, it's pretty clear that this was the case. And these were people who were at all of these different institutions saying, and it's basically DEI, like all this crap that they're trying to get out.
Yep.
And they're saying like this was happening and no one believed them and they didn't feel like they could say anything.
Yeah, I remember going to like Los Angeles. It had to be before COVID because that kind of changed everything. I mean, being in Hollywood, I guess. So we'd go out, go to one of the little bars or whatever with a group of people, and we'd be just talking. And then it'd be like, shh, don't talk like that.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, keep your head down. Don't say stuff like that in public.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it when we get back to the apartment or whatever. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
And they're like, no, you don't understand. We're in Hollywood. You can't talk like that. And I was like, okay, yeah. So lots of self-censorship.
I still have friends when we'll be out to dinner that are here who have all kind of, I guess they're called leftugees, like who have all left California. They'll be like, I still get nervous about talking, and not just from LA, from San Francisco as well. Like they're like, I still get nervous talking about this stuff in public. I'm like, that's fucking crazy, dude, that you still have that fear to like talk about something, and it's anything really, but it's wild. I was at a dinner when I was in LA right before the fires. I went there my family's still there, and we went for just like the week of New Year's. And I went out to dinner with some friends, Megan Dahm actually being one of them. And I had my back to there was a couple seated like at a deuce kind of right behind us and another person that I won't blow up her spot. And the three of us were talking, but she's in the culture wars. And the three of us were talking and going on. And I turned around, like I just got that spidey sense. And I turned around and they both had their phones in that weird way. And I was like, are they fucking recording us right now? And I wasn't sure if they were or weren't, or if I was just being paranoid. But even Megan was like, I don't know, they might have been. And it was just so weird. I'm like, that, because they gave me that look of like, you caught me when I looked at them.
Yeah.
Because I like looked over my shoulder and they were like, and then they were texting each other instead of talking, which is fucking weird too.
Yeah, that's sus.
And I was like, I fucking hate this. Like I haven't had to deal with this at all in Texas. I mean, maybe it would happen in Austin, but, it was weird. And I was like, the other thing that I hate about that whole environment of self-censorship and fear is that it does make you paranoid.
It does.
You're like, are they not returning my call because they saw something I tweeted, or is it just because they're busy? Because generally, most people are so self-involved that it's just because they're busy. It has nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
But in this kind of climate, it might.
Yeah, I've like... everybody I think has heard of, well, maybe not everybody, but I think a lot of people have heard of imposter syndrome, right? Which is like you get your degree and you go get your like little cutesy job or whatever, and you believe that you're actually an idiot.
Yeah.
But, you got hired to do, whatever it is, math or something hard. And then you live your life at work thinking every day you're about to be discovered as the imposter, the idiot that you are. And it's like there's this other imposter syndrome where it's like, you wonder if you're going to be discovered that you're the bad person, the evil person, the one who, has wrong opinions or wrong thoughts.
Right.
And it's like this weird, like you said, there's this paranoia. Like, are they not calling me back? It's like, I sent them a text. It's been like 2 days. Like, that's kind of weird. Like, are they mad at me? What did I do? And there's this weird vibe that comes with that.
Yeah, and it's unsettling because that paranoia is so bad. It's something I just had to like put completely aside. It's like, all right, whatever the reason, it just can't matter. You have to just like keep moving forward and staying in touch with people who are your sane touchstones. And I think now you've been that was such a like innocent time. I remember going and seeing your talk and being like, you guys need someone like me to like be a translator, take what you're saying
did say
and
that.
try and
That's right.
And because I was sitting in the audience, I'm like, no one understands what the fuck you guys are talking about. Like, no one knows about cultural Marxism or like.
Yeah.
And I also think you guys were new, you in particular, at the speaking. Like, you have improved a lot over in the past, like, I guess, what has it been now? How many years? 6 years. Fuck. Yeah, it's been a crazy decade.
You've had a little bit of practice now.
Yes, you've had a lot of practice. Even to just contextualize how insane the past, like the last time I saw you, I was single, and now I am married with a child.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, a lot can happen in a short period of time.
Can happen. That's right. Yeah, it's like, well, it's almost like I actually literally did talk to a couple comedians, and that kind of helped me learn how to talk.
Yeah.
By the way, they're just,
In
one guy was
terms.
like, this guy was like, you're never going to give a really good talk until you bomb at least once. So just like let it be, like don't worry about it if you go give like a total bomb. And so that's like really relaxing. But then it's like I learned by especially watching comedians this idea of just having a conversation with the room. Right?
Yeah.
And so you learn to read the room. You get to kind of tell when their eyes glaze over or when you said too many syllables in one, breath or whatever, that word had a hyphen and they've checked out. Yeah. And so it's like, but it just feels like I'm talking to you, but I'm talking to, 400 people or whatever.
Yeah.
And that changed everything.